Blood stars enforcing them in. Jacobs endorsing the deals. We got the coop full of krills. We shoot more than Shaquille. This ain't Buffalo.
So I'm out here working on the old Ford. The key that we got with the car didn't work in the ignition, so I got a new ignition switch on eBay for 13 big ones, and I'm just getting the ignition switch wired in. We didn't have any spark the other day when we were trying to just jump the ignition switch, and I figured out that one of the wires that was on the old switch was for the coil, so the coil didn't have any power, and that's this blue one right here. So now we'll have power to our coil. The ignition switch looks good, fit pretty nice. Had to modify the metal just a little bit, but it works. Our lights come on. It's at my house now, and we are just going through the brake system, making the brakes work. We got rebuilding the wheel cylinders, got the engine to start on some starter fluid, and it ran for a few seconds that way. Got a new ignition switch in it the other day, and now we're gonna go through the brakes. I gotta rebuild the carb. Really, goal with this car, get a nice, just a cool driving hot rod for $1,500 is the budget to get it roadworthy, legal, and able to haul my ass around. And then from there, we'll just see what the future holds. We might have some little projects going with it.
Yeah, and he's fat, so it'll be hard to haul around.
Yeah. Well, it's got the big V8 option, so F you, guy. It means it has 8 cylinders, Harry.
No,
It works on cars.
Oh God, this is as bad as when Matt was pumping up the brakes with the clutch pedal. But it's a real clean car. It's a factory V8. Everything's here. That's the most important thing when you're buying a car like this. It doesn't really matter how long it's been since it drove. You just want to make sure everything is here, and then you can fix it. But you can pretty much bet on a car this age, you're going to go through the fuel system. You're going to need a battery for it. You're going to need some basic tune-up stuff. You're going to need tires. That's all just basic stuff. And that looks like that's all we got ahead of us right now. Since this is a proper budget build, we're not replacing these wheel cylinders. That shit's expensive. That's like $50 for a set. So we bought rebuild shit. We're just rebuilding them. New seals and boots. And we're putting them old wheel cylinders back into service. I also got this brand new master cylinder. I was able to get out of the box. I was able to source a new master cylinder. Picked it up for like $60. So with that, the wheel cylinders and a good bleed, we ought to have brakes for the duration.
Whoa! Oops.
Don't damage that thing. It's the only one we got.
Everybody all right? My eyes.
Keep your eye protection on now. Look at that shiny new bit, boy. Harry, what's wrong? Why are you having to push so hard? If that thing's honed out right, that thing will go right in. These back wheel cylinders were just full of solid dust. There's definitely no fluid getting back here. Matt left.
Of course.
Matt left early.
I hope you see this in the video, Matt.
Matt doesn't watch the videos. It's 10 o'clock. Matt's gone. He had to go let his dogs out, allegedly.
Let his dogs out.
Uh-huh.
Angela's bitching him out.
Matt is the dog, and his girl's calling him home. So it's just me and Harry now. We got another wheel cylinder to do, and we're hoping to pull the carb off this thing tonight too, so I can take it to the shop and start going through it. Here's what our wheel cylinders look like. Just totally full of just dust. Just nasty freaking junk. We're gonna rebuild them and make them like new. So this is the last one, and then the freaking brakes are good.
So we're about to put the spring in my new wastegate.
Damn, that thing looks pretty legit, dude, for an eBay piece.
This bitch was like $80. The one I was looking at was like 200. Oh shit! So
there was a spring in there.
does there not have to be anything in there?
No, that's where the
Oh well, dude, I thought that's where the spring went. Well, shit, I'm tossing this bet.
Well, you don't know which one that is. What's the other one?
Well,
feel
this
like?
looks like 15.
You can't judge it by the size. You gotta judge it by like the tension of it. Give it a squeeze.
I don't know where the 5 one is. There was a 5, 10, and 15 supposedly. Definitely that one's way smaller.
Dude, put it down. Yeah, no, that one there's. That's gonna be the one for some power.
And there's not another spring, so.
Really?
Yeah, no. It said 5, 10, and 15-pound springs.
Oh, you know what it is? To make 15, you put the two together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that
so
makes sense.
So yeah, I think the little
Well,
one's
then
gonna be
let's
here.
fucking toss this 10 one in.
You sure? Maybe we try 5 first.
You want to?
Dude, I mean, we can always throw a heavier spring in it.
I guess we can.
You know, let's get the car tuned and running decent with 5. Make sure nothing's gonna blow up. So you got the your clutch. What clutch did you get?
Some from eBay.
You got an eBay clutch?
It's called Clutch Experts.
Oh, I
and
think
it
that's legit,
was
dude. I
Like
think
$200, and it's a stage 3. So.
okay. So I got a stage 3 clutch we're doing next week, and
Oh.
so we're gonna pull the tranny out next Friday,
Yep.
and we're gonna rip that thing apart and see if we can figure out how to replace the synchros.
Never done that before,
haven't ever done that
so-
before, but we'll figure it out. So that's coming next week. So Harry pretty much has like everything for
Yeah.
the turbo kit now. We got a couple of odds and ends to tie up.
Everything,
Yeah, so the Integra is coming together. We haven't had much video about that lately, but Harry dailies it, so we gotta be careful what we take on. So we're trying to get as prepared as possible. So the carb looks really good. Had a little bit of light sediment in it. But instead of doing a complete teardown on it, we pulled the jets out and decided that they're actually all pretty clear. Nice and open. There's no gunk built up in here. Since the fuel tank was empty, it looks like whomever was in the system last just did a good job at preserving it. And the choke valve's sticky as hell, so you gotta fix that. And then we're just gonna give it just a light clean up, and I think this thing's gonna be ready to run. Eve, and I'm trying to get this stuff done real quick so I can start enjoying myself with the family. But real quick, I got some things for the Ford that are ready for installation. I'm gonna try to start this thing up tonight. I think she's ready to fire, and I think it's gonna run. So, got a couple loose ends to tie up, and then we're gonna try to get it to start tonight. We were losing air out of our tire here. Took it to the shop today and dismounted it. Cleaned up all the corrosion on the inside of the rim, and now it's holding air again. And also picked up a battery. Got a pretty good deal on it for my parts guys. We got some new cable ends, and I went through the carb the other day too. So the carb's nice and clean. All right, let's see what we can make happen here. Ooh, we're in gear. All right. Yeah, we're in gear. Okay, let's try again. All right, let's try it again. Oh, she fired. Okay, let's hit it with a little bit more starter fluid. We need to get the pump primed up. Hasn't had gas in it in a while. It's weird, it like finds hard spots that it can't. So this is a brand new battery. It's just no, we're just not getting any kind of cranking power out of it. Damn, I was hoping we'd get a little bit more out of this brand new battery, but it's a little disappointing. All right, baby, come on, spin up for me. Spin up for daddy. Come on, girl. Brake pedals, bullshit. New master cylinder, you can just hear it sucking air in through where the push rod goes in it. And it'll like start to harden up, and it'll start to feel good, like right there. It's not even going to the floor anymore. And then I wait, and straight to the floor again. Total bullshit. And that wasn't that cheap either. Ah, shit. Might have to take a break. Yeah! Yeah, baby! Yeah! Awesome! I had a generator light on for some reason. Hell yeah! It's idling. Idling, yes! Look at that.